Now you're a fucking piece of shit.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a good week. Welcome to Try the Goulash. This is Blake.
And it's your boy Willie.
Today, it's just me and Will.
Yep.
No guest.
It's buy that goulash, baby.
No, Alex is still gone.
He's still dead.
I kind of miss him though. Oh, do you hear that?
What is that pounding noise?
What the fuck? Raise up. Raise up.
Oh, what is it?
Here he comes.
Blake, what is it?
Oh,
I don't know what it is. Breathe, dude, breathe.
What the fuck?
Al?
He's back.
Where
Dude,
the fuck am I?
I'm sorry we had to kill you.
What smells like old people?
It's you, man. Hey, welcome back.
How long have I been out?
2 weeks.
Jesus!
I know. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I feel awful.
Well, you don't have to, because today we're talking about something that could make your
DNA better.
My dick bigger?
Yep.
yes. Hey, goons. This week we're talking about CRISPR,
CRISPR.
which is basically gene editing.
Yes. If you guys want the scientific definition, it's your boy Willie, and I'm gonna give it to you.
Oh,
So,
real fast.
CRISPR.
Al is back though. Al's here.
It's really me. I am a zombie, and we're gonna tell you how we can manipulate DNA to give me an erection. Let's go.
Right.
all right. CRISPR is a simple but powerful gene editing technology that we can harness to precisely modify, delete, or correct disease-causing can't speak. Abnormalities. Yes, Jesus. At their genetic sources. So that's what CRISPR is.
Can you tell me what website you pulled that off of?
This is
What you got there, bud?
CRISPRTX.com.
There you go. There's your 2 cents.
Yep.
And matter of
There's
fact-
our fucking
Can
citation.
you just go
So-
ahead and run that by me again? Because I was not paying attention.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, you just rewind this if you're
Yep.
listening to this. Okay, guys.
Gene
so-
editing. That's all you
Gene
need to
editing.
know.
That's what we're talking about. So
You got your Levi's, cut them off, make them joints.
Yeah.
Edit your jeans.
That's the genes we're talking about. Fuck
Fashion.
yeah.
yeah, guys. So basically, there is certain things that have happened in the history of humanity that have changed the world. When was it the Wright? Somebody fact check me on this. Is it the Wright brothers that invented airplanes? Isn't that who
Yes.
did it?
They were the
Those are
first
two
ones that
guys, they
flew.
around.
Yeah, so like everyone thinks we're in cars and just on boats, and then someone comes up with airplanes. We can travel really fast, change the world. Then fucking in the 80s, we got Steve Jobs in a fucking garage and all this shit. And, if you grew up in like the 70s thinking that you would have a device in your pocket where you could talk to anyone in the entire world while also jumping on this thing where you could retrieve any amount of information ever would just be science fiction. But here we are. It's fucking 2018, almost 2019, and everyone has a computer in their pocket, a supercomputer, and we can talk to anyone at any time. So there's major milestones in the world that completely change the world. And there's a lot of fucking people saying CRISPR, which is this technology, is like the next iPhone. Like this thing
The
has
next breakthrough of
yes,
technology.
it is the next like big thing that would completely change the world. And it's supposed to happen in like the next decade or so. I mean, they're already using it. So basically, we're all idiots here. I don't know the fine science behind this. This deals with manipulating DNA and taking out certain
They
portions.
basically correct if the DNA is fucked up. They basically delete it, take it out, and put in the correct DNA that corrects, for example, like a disease of some sort. Like it would correct that disease. I
Yes.
think that is like the simple rundown version of.
They've
gene editing.
experimented, and this isn't like science fiction. Like there's already been stuff done. They've already cured HIV in rats and a whole slew of things, and they're starting to take this technology to humans. It's applicable. Is that the word? Did I say that right?
Applicable.
It can be used in all types of cells. So food, like everyone knows GMO food. Like get the fuck away from that. Food was done in like the 70s, I think, or the 80s, and it's been used on animals. Obviously, the chickens that are like 3 times as big as they should be, and all this stuff.
Dude, those things are cool. Have you seen those big ass chickens?
I haven't.
It looks like
Yeah,
real
I've
life
seen a
They're
foghorn
huge.
leghorn. They
They're
like walk out and they
huge.
got like pants on, and
Yeah.
they're like fucking as big
It looks
as a 6-year-old.
It is fucking massive. Like if
insane.
you haven't seen
It's
it,
fucked
you
up.
need to look at
Look
it.
I
at
haven't.
giant chickens.
I haven't.
It's fucking
They're huge.
awesome.
They're. What do you say? I would say they're close to 100 pounds.
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know if they're that much because birds weigh
Less, yeah,
Very
but they're huge.
low, but they are probably
I would say 4 foot.
3.5, 4 feet off the ground.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Dead
they're big
serious,
boys.
like hip height, and like you
God.
like you could probably put your arms around them like that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
they're
like a
crazy.
miniature, a smaller version of an ostrich.
That
essentially.
doesn't look real, dude. It's
Yeah.
That's
trippy.
fucked up. And that's what we're talking about today. This might be one of the more controversial topics we've
Yes.
tackled here on the pod, but it's so fucking interesting
Because death and
because
sex just
it's about to happen.
boring.
It's about to happen. Like this shit is about to pop. Okay. So,
You go first.
yeah. So what Will was saying, CRISPR is probably going to primarily be used first to cure diseases.
Yes.
And we're talking any kind of disease. Like it is
Cancer.
not limited. Yeah. Cancer, HIV, bad eyesight, like fucking anything under the sun is up for grabs with this.
Which
So
is
what is your-
interesting. Which sparks my like first question just about CRISPR is like,
Real fast. I was doing some research on this like a year ago, like before we even said we were going to talk about this. Do you remember that thing we watched said that it's very cheap now? So
comparatively to when it was started.
no, like it's very cheap now if you know what you're doing. There's people
Yeah, but
in the United States and overseas, not in like a high-tech lab. Like I saw something on like NBC the other day, and these people know a little bit about gene editing, and they're using the tech, like they're doing it in their house.
oh, themselves.
Yes,
Yeah,
which is fucking kind of creepy.
yeah, I watched. Basically, you just need a lab.
So really, what you're saying is, if you are scientifically lab savvy,
You can do this.
you can do this despite what
Yeah.
the law decides.
Basically, if you
Yes.
just researched it, I
Yes.
feel like
All right,
you
let's
could.
get to work, boys.
Which brings up a whole,
Goulash,
like,
baby. Let's go, boys. Come on.
like-
My looks, my
Will-
talent,
Will's
and
the
your
surrogate.
guys'
Yeah.
humbleness.
Okay.
Will's the
Humility.
surrogate.
Yeah, Will's the surrogate.
So
We'll just pump them full and
And that's like,
Let it happen.
I mean, we're gonna like get into this, but what you just said, Al, is a whole nother controversial side to this. Because like, if this becomes an illegal technology,
let's
Yeah.
slow down. We'll get to
Yes,
that
come
first.
back-
Let's
come
talk
back
about
to me.
disease.
Will,
Come
you
back
take
to
it.
me.
Go.
Let Will talk.
this is just like the general like. What do you think about the general like concept of CRISPR? Like, what's your general thought of it?
on most controversial issues, I typically can figure out what side I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what side I'm on.
Yeah.
On this, it's very. I'm gonna have to see how far it goes.
Yeah.
Obviously, if someone has fucking cancer, and we have the technology to make it go away, oh my god, of course.
Well, yeah, I would
Like,
say
I'm totally in favor for that.
any disease, if they can find a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Just a cure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
if they
cure.
can find a
If they can
cure.
find a cure, go for it. Like that's awesome.
I
But
fully agree.
at the same time, it's just like
Well, the flip side of this,
they don't know enough. Like into the future, like all these different like gene modifications, like who knows down the road if there's still gonna be, I don't know, still be going.
I thought about this too. And like, I don't really think we can argue that as like lay people.
Well,
'Cause
no,
maybe
we
the
can't.
science is sound.
Basically,
laymen.
like
Like
we
don't
can't decide what.
we can't decide. Like we can't say, well, 10 years from now, these people might turn into four-legged monsters.
Yeah.
We don't really know because we don't know
You
the
don't
science.
know that about anything.
yeah.
I mean, the scientists don't know 100%, but also, like, I don't fucking know the science. So maybe the science is sound. Maybe the scientists are like, if we edit this, it'll never reverse, and we know that 100%.
It's going to be a risk. Any new scientific discovery is going to be a risk.
I mean, it'll be
and
like a
it's gonna-
surgery.
Right. I mean, think about radiation. That was probably crazy as shit back in, like,
Definitely.
the 40s. I don't know when radiation came out, but I'm sure that was crazy. I'm about to say something fucked up. And if you're sensitive and
Just do
politically correct,
If you've
go
been
fuck
listening,
yourself.
if you're
I don't
listening
care.
all the way to what the fuck is this, like episode 8,
Yeah.
season 2, like you're already on
You're
board.
past
so
this, so I'm
shoot it.
sorry for offending you loyal listeners that don't exist.
Mom.
I think that this world, based on our population, needs a disease curing system less than we need another fucking plague, y'all. I'm saying we got way too many people here, and I'm not super pumped about the idea of a bunch of spoiled rich people just, having the decision to extend their lives and make their dumbass kids more physically fit for this world. Where we're just gonna like prolong all these people that led unhealthy lifestyles to develop some disease and now they just get a fucking get out of jail free pass. No, you live with your diabetes, you chop your legs off and you die. Fucking get over it. That's how it is.
Okay.
Okay.
If we're
Al's-
talking about preventing a kid from being deaf when they're born, I support it. But I see both sides of the argument.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
like,
no.
let's go ahead and prevent the innocent people. And if some like fat ass over here is like, I'm actually going to try and reverse the shit that I brought upon myself, even after my doctors told me for decades that I need to stop doing these unhealthy things. So I'm just going to fucking inject this shit and I'll be fine. I disagree with that. I think you should have to like pass a test.
Exactly. That's the flip side of this. So the flip side is like, yeah, like I want diseases to be cured. But the other side, there's going to be, if this becomes available to all humans, there's going to be a group of people that are going to be protesting the fuck out of this. And they're going to be saying stuff like, like let nature take its course and kind of thing. Like that is definitely going to be.
Yeah, I
and,
kind of feel like that as
and
well.
I kind of do too. The other side of me is like, well, shit, maybe nature should take its course. We've looked at some stuff where CRISPR can like slow down aging, and like obviously, if CRISPR is available, it can cure all diseases. Like lifespans are just gonna explode.
Yeah,
like
it's gonna be
people are gonna
crazy.
be living for a really fucking long time.
We're talking serious overpopulation.
Yes,
that-
yes.
It's
Goes
bad
back
enough
to your
without
problem.
CRISPR.
Like
It's bad enough just people
we're,
just being able to fucking
we're
survive.
growing like the rate of our human expansion is exploding.
Right.
Like, I think we were only, don't quote me on this, I'm an idiot. I think we were only at like 6 billion, only like so many years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah, and now we've added like 2 billion people in like a decade or two. Like,
Plus
it's
30%.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm selfish about it. Like, if we're talking about my mom and she got cancer or something, I'm like, pump her full of this shit. Like, let's give her the goods. I want to give her like some really good shit. But like, if some asshole down the street who is like cutting me off in traffic, I'm like, deny that man DNA modification. In fact, can we go in there and go ahead and give him some sort of fucked up shit?
But, okay, so this is the flip side of it. The guy that cuts you off in traffic that you don't want him to get it. Maybe the guy in traffic has an anger problem with his amygdala.
Yeah, fix that.
And they just go in
Abdullah-
there
Abdullah
and
Amangata?
squirt that. No. They go in there and squirt the CRISPR in there, and he no longer has an anger problem.
Yeah.
I mean, that would
What
be
if it's
sweet.
that?
But at the same time, you could also say, I mean, this goes with anything in our world. Someone is going to fucking abuse it.
Oh,
Someone
yes,
will
okay.
be basically what I'm envisioning is the Hulk. Like,
Well,
Okay.
speaking of superheroes, Superman. What's that guy that played the original Superman in the movies? Chris. Or
Chris.
not, no.
Chris
I'm-
Reed's.
Yes.
Is that him?
Reed's, yeah.
And he
Broke
he
his
like
neck.
yeah,
Yeah.
he broke his neck and was paralyzed, and he was like throwing fucking money at this.
Yeah. Was he?
Way back when it
Yeah.
first started,
I mean,
yeah.
he's a smart
no,
guy.
he was like throwing. I think it might have been like the '90s or something, because South Park did an episode about it. He was like sucking fetus.
Yes, that's
cells.
right.
Stem
I
He
remember
was like
that.
cracking
Yeah.
the heads of
Stem
fetus and like
cells?
Yes.
sucking their
Oh my
stem
God.
cells.
I remember
Fucking
that
South Park.
shit.
South Park, Jesus.
God.
Yeah. Okay. So what Al said earlier about the overpopulation being a problem, that is more of like a global problem this could present. Will, what you're talking about is like a very like societal
Yes,
problem. Like
exactly.
that could be like a real thing, because there's going to be people with a shitload of money that are going to be like, I want a big dick and big tits and I want to have huge muscles and blonde hair,
Yeah.
and they could have it all. They
So
could have all that.
where does that line
It's-
draw? Because this comes with every technological thing, like cars. So yeah, they're really positive. I can get from here to Colorado in less than half a day and have a blast. So cars are cool. But how many fucking people die every single day behind the wheel of a car?
Yeah.
It's true.
They wouldn't have if they had been walking or taking the pony.
It's funny going
Same with
like
phones.
to your comments, like of basically picking out whatever your hair color, any of your attributes are. It's like fucking playing a video game. It's like
it
shit.
is.
I get to pick whatever I
It's
fucking
exactly
want,
like that.
and
the scariest
I'm gonna be
part,
the sexiest motherfucker out there. Like,
the scariest part is what we were talking about at the beginning, where this is, I mean, I think you have to invest a little bit of money to like be able to have this technology, but it's not really like, so like with the car thing, like to have a car, you have to physically buy all these pieces to put this car together. It costs a lot of money. In essence, CRISPR really isn't that expensive. It's more of just having the knowledge
Yeah.
kind of issue. So like this fucking gets really crazy, because it may not, like, the cost of this, if it becomes mainstream, might come way down, which means people can fucking do whatever the fuck they want.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
it
that's
may
the
not be expensive.
Yeah.
They can
It
make
might,
themselves the Hulk.
yeah, it might just be like, well,
yeah.
and then like it just get like, this is just a sticky topic,
Yeah,
because
it's
then
very
you can like get into
controversial.
like race and all this stuff, and like that just
Yes.
gets fucking crazy.
Yeah, and that part, like, as a human, I don't want to mess with my fucking DNA. Like,
That's
my
just like your
personal,
personal-
yeah, my personal DNA.
So there,
it's just like,
there's gonna be people like that. Like there would be like naturalists.
exactly. That's the thing. It's just like this. I was created like this. I want to stay like this, and as much as like I want to,
okay, I'm gonna counter you. Just to play devil's advocate. You wear glasses.
You
Yeah.
get your hair cut. You shave your face.
What's that?
You pay a lot of money
mean-
for clothes.
Would you get LASIK if you had the choice?
Where does the line end? Because guess
Yeah.
what? If I
You
could go
can-
back in time and change my genes to where I would have all of my teeth in my head and wouldn't have to go through high school with dentures, that'd be fucking awesome. And I would do it for my kid in a heartbeat.
Al doesn't have any teeth.
Because I paid for it anyway. I modified post facto.
Al has no teeth. He's all gum. If you need a BJ, just hit him
I'm
up.
the best.
yeah, that's him.
Yeah, no, it is where do you draw the line? Because
Yeah.
I would probably, if someone was
So
like,
gray.
if someone's like, I have the money for you to get LASIK, Blake, I'd be like, all right, let's fucking do it. I want LASIK. Like
LASIK's
that
not
would be
even that
dope.
expensive either, though.
It's not,
Yeah,
but
but
like it's
I've
still
also-
like editing yourself.
I've also heard that like LASIK.
It doesn't
I mean,
last.
yeah, it doesn't last that long. And
But I would still do, if it was free, I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's do this shit.
Oh yeah. That's
So like
another
if CRISPR
story,
came
but-
out and everyone was using CRISPR and it was cheap, and it's like, hey, you pay a couple grand and we'll do you one better than LASIK. We'll fix your eyes permanently, Blake. We just gotta shoot you with this syringe. That's it. It would be tempting.
I
I'd
think-
be like, fuck.
Especially if you grew up, like, let's compare it to millennials with the internet. If you grew up with CRISPR's already existing, it'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm
That's
gonna go
it.
to the
That's what I'm
doctor
saying.
and I'm gonna fix this.
Yeah, there'd be a whole new generation
Yeah.
of like, well, whatever the fuck you want, you can just have.
It's
Yeah.
like looking at Hank and Crosby and Ben and June, like their generation having
Yeah.
CRISPR at their fingertips.
Which honestly, they probably won't. Like
No.
this is probably going to be
I
like
wouldn't
50
say
years.
that.
And then,
I don't know.
No, I'm not saying to where we can do these
Yes.
things. I'm saying to where
For-
it becomes as normal as cell
Yeah,
phones.
for that and for
50 years.
I'm
everyone
saying
to
20.
have them in
I'm
their
saying
hands.
20 years.
I don't think so.
I'm calling it. I think
So, dude, weed's still illegal.
I think that.
Like, are you fucking
okay,
kidding me?
well, here's the difference between
People
weed.
don't let shit happen like that.
No.
quickly.
Fuck you. Here's the difference between weed and CRISPR. You can make a lot of you can
Yeah,
patent
there's
CRISPR.
a lot of yes.
Pharmaceutical companies can put money in CRISPR.
Well, I'm gonna.
And you're saying that that's making it more likely to happen?
Yes.
I'm saying, like, there still are laws that have to be passed that the general public has to agree. This freaky, totally, obviously, societally altering thing is coming out, and we all have to agree to, like, do something about it.
They didn't do
That's
that
gonna
with cell phones.
because cell phones
They're
were
different
like
topics.
immediately convenient,
Yeah.
and the like. I don't think even if people are like, this will cure cancer, I still think people are gonna be like, yeah, but what about that fucked up designer baby shit? It's more obvious. The negatives are way more obvious on this than cell phones.
You're
Nobody
totally-
knew that people are gonna be stuck to their phones and not having a
You're totally right.
real social life.
You're totally right. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Whenever they come out with like a new pharmacological drug, it's got to be in testing forever. Why I think this is like 20 years is because this has been in testing forever. Like
Yeah.
they've been doing CRISPR for a
No, but
while
it's
now.
the simplest shit. Like, we haven't really perfected it. It's going to take a decade or more. It's going to take 20 years to get to the point where we're perfecting it on the level that people will be confident enough to volunteer
Yeah.
their baby.
I think I know.
You know what I mean?
That's
my
out there
stance.
now.
It is now for certain things, but I'm saying when we're talking about designer babies, like, I still think that we are a decade out from perfecting that to where people can just a la carte be like, I want my baby to do this.
This is all I'm saying. Fucking
Like, they still haven't perfected the cure for HIV. They've found a way through the CRISPR system and the Cas9 that can start eliminating and start reducing and altering cells that are already existing, but they haven't made it streamlined to where it's something that could even be patented yet. And I still think that that's a decade out. And then once that happens, we're going to have to go through a whole societal discussion of like, are we doing this?
there will be
Well,
voting.
that
There'll be
I
voting and
think
stuff.
if it becomes a normal everyday thing, there are gonna be limitations on it. Like, we can only use this to benefit like mankind, or
There definitely will be voting. 'Cause
Maybe
there-
we're wrong though. Maybe
There's
I'm
gonna
wrong.
be
Who knows?
there's probably gonna be states that don't want it, and it's gonna be like up to the county. Like all that stuff is gonna happen. My argument is, if you look at the like timeline of like humans as a whole, we've like been here for like a blip, and think about how long ago computers were made. It was like no time at all, and now we're here. So I'm serious. In like 20 or 30 years, I think it's just gonna be like that.
Maybe.
Think about
and
our
honestly,
parents.
I'm not
maybe
saying it's not gonna happen, but
maybe the law has nothing to do with it.
Like, think-
maybe people are just gonna do it. Like, how long is I'm gonna go back to weed? How long has the prohibition of cannabis been around? And how long have people still been getting weed? You know what I mean? Like, it's
Right.
maybe it's like you said, it's just easy enough for people to just do it without any sort of system or
well, that's
doctor.
the thing.
That's exactly-
It's always gonna be like that with anything.
Yeah, that's just prohibition.
It's
in
just
general.
That
like
would be the way that it happened.
fucking
That's-
Walter White cooking meth.
That's the other side of this, is what you just said. Like,
Yeah.
like people are already editing their genes in their homes right
The black
now.
market.
So, like, if this is made illegal and the technology's still there, people are still gonna do it.
Yeah, that's
That's
with
true.
that's with anything.
We'll see. We'll see.
I just like think about my parents growing up, and they had no idea what a computer is, and I'd like try to put myself in like the shoes of my dad growing up on a farm,
It's almost impossible.
all the way to 2018, like how much he's seen the world change in his life. And like that's gonna happen to us, guys. I don't know if it's gonna be CRISPR, but I guarantee if we live to 50, there's gonna be some stuff that is very different.
We'll be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, what would you guys, just to lighten the mood, because this can get intense pretty quickly.
No, I like
What
it.
would you change about yourself? I know
like
I'd probably just enlarge my dick to average size.
If it was safe, like are you saying like if I got over the whole like I'm gonna do this thing, it would fucking suck because I would do what everyone else would want to do, and it wouldn't even be a cool thing anymore. Like, of course, I would be like, you know, what would be really cool is if I had a little bit more testosterone, and when I was in the gym, my muscles would get a little bit bigger.
You just fucking jacked. Everybody's walking around.
But then everyone would be jacked.
I think
and
I would
be
just
like, what the fuck? It wouldn't even matter if you were jacked because everyone would be jacked.
True.
I think I would just rather be taller.
There you go.
Just an inch.
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
fucking inch.
Like
But
6 foot.
But like Will could do that.
Yeah, that would be. I don't think I would change much, just because I mean, I've accepted who I am over these 26 years, and
Except my height. I'm still insecure. I won't let it go.
I mean, we're all short.
yeah,
For
we're
men.
average. We're fucking
We're slightly
average.
below average.
We're all 5'9".
5'9".
We're all 5'1".
I'm 5'8", bro.
5'9".
5'10" is average for a male.
I tell the doctor's office I'm 5'9", but I'm really 5'8".
That's what
Yeah.
I say too.
Okay.
5'9" on a good day.
I just like I get that extra inch in there. I'm like, yeah.
I don't even really care.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't like answering that question just because I've learned to love myself, and I don't know.
I'm not gonna play fucking goody goody. I would end up editing something.
Well, of course.
I would do something.
I'm saying it would be height for me.
I'm going
just
for
wish I
it.
was
Will,
taller.
me and you, maybe we could.
Oh
back
yeah.
here.
or
Just get the straight-
back here.
Yeah, dude. I would do something. I know it would. I would
Yeah.
give in on something.
Hair would totally be something.
I'm going balls deep. I'm changing everything about my physical appearance to where I look exactly like Pat Mahomes, and I'm just gonna tear up Kansas City.
god. Okay, let's just take the next 10 minutes and talk about the repercussions in think about sports. Think about how this would
Yeah,
change
you
sports.
couldn't even do it.
It would
wouldn't be
fuck
fun.
it up. It wouldn't be fun.
It would fuck up all of sports. Like, everyone on the football field would be 6'5", 300 pounds of muscle.
I mean,
Everyone would.
They already are.
Yeah. GMOs, baby.
I'm just
They're already
like-
fucking eating that shit.
I'm just saying, okay, so let's take it one step further. Let's say they're all 7 foot and fucking 400 pounds. Like,
It's just gonna keep getting bigger. It's gonna be.
It would
bigger
be
and
crazy.
bigger.
I
Andre the
mean,
Giant.
that has happened over like the span of 10
Maybe.
to 15 years in sports. Like if you look
Sure,
at
it's
back in Michael Jordan's era, like basketball was completely different. Now
He was
you
kinda
have
big.
fucking I mean, he's somewhat big.
I mean, I'm saying for them, if Michael
Yeah.
Jordan walked on the court now,
Exactly.
are you kidding me?
yeah.
Exactly.
Those
It's
guys would
like
be
fucking
huge.
LeBron James. Fucking probably
He's massive.
he's one of the most athletically built like individuals to play his sport. Like he's huge.
It's kind of not fair.
Yeah. And I mean
Travis Kelce, like what?
they
big-ass
they
motherfucker.
continue to get stronger, faster, better
crazy.
athletically.
It's true.
Like
Maybe if CRISPR became available, maybe all sports agencies would treat it like performance-enhancing drugs. Maybe there could be like a test.
Non-CRISPR athletics.
Yeah, that would be you
Only normies.
couldn't have any kind of CRISPR. But then the one kid would be like a great quarterback. He wouldn't have never used
Yeah.
CRISPR, but he used it to fucking get a couple better grades. Like it didn't affect his physical attributes. He just did it for his mental capacity. And then the NFL would be like, it would be this big thing. Like it would be
Yeah.
on the fence. They'd be like, well, he didn't do it to change his body, but
No, dude. I'm having a pretty stubborn intolerance towards CRISPR babies.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'm going to build the stigma up right now. It's normies versus CRISPRs. That's
damn
it.
it.
We're having a
Don't do
war.
it.
No, we're doing it. I want separatism. I want segregation. If you were genetically modified as a baby, I don't care if it was to get rid of AIDS. No. You sit on that side of the room.
well, it's fucked up. You say that. No.
I'm joking.
I know you are, but it's fucked up. You say that because the first time
That's probably
I heard,
gonna happen.
The first time I heard about CRISPR, I honestly thought about World War II. That was the first thing
Yeah.
that popped in my head.
I mean,
It's like
very
cyborgs.
good possibility.
I was just like, holy shit! If this technology was around while Hitler was here, every baby could have been blue hair. That would have been
Yeah.
weird.
Maybe that's
Blonde,
what he
maybe that's what he wanted.
That's what I want.
Blonde hair and blue eyes. It would have been. It's just kind of fucked up, and I don't know. And then okay, I'm a white guy. I'm not trying to get into the whole race thing, but like with this CRISPR technology, a white person could become black and a black person become white, and all other
Yeah, but
possibilities.
you were naturally black, so you still can't say
Like,
those things.
It would be. I agree, and like it would just. It's gonna like rock society.
There's gonna be stigma.
It will
one way or the
rock.
other.
It
A lot of
will-
complications.
It will change society overnight. Like it would be crazy.
But-
crazy.
As I was saying, so with everything comes complications, but like, do the benefits of curing a disease, like, do those outweigh the complications?
It's always
And
gonna be gray.
Yeah.
We don't know. We
It's
don't
hard.
because some things it does and some things it doesn't.
Well, exactly. It's like this could benefit our world tremendously, but at the same time,
I just thought of a really tricky situation. You ready for this?
yeah, is it us, all three of us kissing?
Yes, dude. And it's not tricky. I know the answer, and it's yes.
Okay. Three-way.
Fucking Ricky Bobby over here has schizophrenia. He murders his whole family next door, gets sent to jail. We know what schizophrenia is. They just pump some CRISPR in him. Schizophrenia goes away. Does he get released?
No.
Or does he stay in there? What the fuck do you do? Dude.
Well, that's a whole nother topic. 'Cause then
Situations-
we're talking about like what prison actually does and what the intent of, criminal justice is set up for.
What I'm
'Cause,
getting at
does it
is,
really
like-
cure shit? We don't know. We still let people out. We still keep people in. We still kill people places. So.
It's true. It's fucking weird.
That's a whole
So
nother
like
topic.
the situation, it would. I don't want to like compare it to like lobotomies because it wouldn't be lobotomizing people, but like
Same kind of idea.
it is. Like, what if someone had an anger problem? Like the guy I was talking about,
The guy that cut me off,
you off.
fucking asshole.
Yeah, what a dick. What if he murdered someone, was sent to prison, they scanned him because we got this technology now, find out he's just got a too big of a amygdala or however the fuck the brain works, pump some CRISPR in him, and on paper, he's cured. Like, do you still have that guy serve out time?
Yeah,
Like,
he
what the
still
fuck?
did the shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Did he? He was a different
to
person.
me he did. You gotta pay your time. You can't just be like, whoa, I'm sorry. I think we're a little bit too lenient on that as it is, but it's always situational as well. This kind of leads into something that I've been thinking about since we started talking this. It wasn't even a preconceived notion, but because I know you guys are somewhat spiritual, and maybe our listeners aren't at all, but I'm pretty spiritual, and I do believe in science, but I don't trust science indefinitely and absolutely outside of my spirit. And I believe that anything is possible with the spirit, and anything that you put your mind to, you can do. And that goes as far as I believe that you can will cancer away. Now, that's probably a whole nother controversial topic that people will there's no scientific backing to that. Like, that's all based on just my personal spiritual beliefs.
Just
but
to like calm the listeners, I think what you're saying is the mind is more powerful than we think it is.
That's what I'm saying. Is
agree.
like, can we modify our genes in our DNA without CRISPR? Can we do the inverse? Like, can one control the other? And like, how far does that go? And does this scientific discovery of being able to like play with our DNA, the very construct of our physical being, does that outweigh my spiritual belief?
It's tricky, man.
Not for me, and maybe not for, maybe yes, for somebody who doesn't have any sort of spirituality whatsoever and lives solely and absolutely by science. But I think that there is
If you had a
always a relation. Like, I think that there's always, like, science and spirit go hand in hand,
I
and
fully
one
agree.
is just an explanation of the other
headache, I fully
in
agree.
different times. So, like, I don't know, how far does DNA go as far as, writing the story of how you're going to physically and mentally be throughout your life.
What are-
Because DNA,
What are you asking me? I'm confused.
I'm saying like,
I don't think he's asking anything. I think
if
he's
we're
stating something.
if we are, this is just my idea of the CRISPR. Whenever we are talking about it in such extreme cases, we are basically saying that CRISPR and DNA manipulation is the end all of our existence. Like it's what defines it. And I'm saying maybe DNA is not the only thing that causes how people are physically, mentally, psychologically, spiritually. So like
Yeah, it all. I mean,
there's
so-
even more gray matter there is what I'm saying is
So
like,
even if you corrected all the diseases and you wanted to be 7 foot and you were 7 foot, like life, like you're gonna have experiences that are still gonna influence your person.
right, like if I genetically modify my penis to be larger and hold an erection longer, does that make me better at sex? Or does it make my
Yes.
dick bigger? Maybe. I mean, maybe it does
Yes, it
make me,
does.
but at the same time, if I'm hooking up with a chick and she knows that I'm a fucking CRISPR baby with a fake large dick, yeah, her physical sensations are the same, but maybe she doesn't have that spiritual connection that she maybe once did with my slightly below average size.
Well, I think what you're getting at is the girl shouldn't base your connection off your dick at all. So if it is an enlarged CRISPR dick or if it's not an enlarged CRISPR dick, it probably just makes the act of sex better or worse, but your connection with her is probably that's like irrelevant from your CRISPR dick or not.
I'm
Yes.
saying as a person that was born and lived their life up until the past couple years, because I have heard of this before. I didn't research until
I want
just
to name this
recently.
episode CRISPR dick.
CRISPR dick. If you want a CRISPR dick, put it in the oven.
Okay.
No, I'm saying like we in our generation and everybody that lived before us knows life today without CRISPR. Eventually, there's going to be a whole generation and breed of people that are like the millennials now with the internet. They don't know a life without the CRISPR.
Correct.
But there's going to be some in between gray area where
It'll
there's an
be us.
overlap, just like our parents.
Be us.
It's going to be us probably that is going to know the life before and the life after. And I don't know if I see a babe ass chick that maybe used to be, you know, a grenade. If I see a picture of her before, even if I'm looking at my ideal woman post CRISPR, I'm going to be affected by that. And maybe that's just my unique perspective of the carryover like generation.
I'll be affected as well in the best way. I'll probably end up marrying that
Yeah.
grenade that turned on.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that idea out of my head.
She's gonna be such a nice person.
Like, yeah, you're going to be able to fix some flaws, but like, and maybe I'm a hypocrite. Maybe somebody could say that if they look at a picture of me in 5th grade with fucking gaps in my teeth and be like, yeah, well, you fucking modified your shit with wires on your
Braces,
teeth,
Yeah.
which I don't know.
I don't know. I'll say this.
It's tricky.
When iPhone started blowing up, my dad did not want one, and he has one now, and I'm pretty sure he plays games on it. So
Who knows? Maybe it will be normal. Maybe it'll totally fuck up society. Maybe it'll be beneficial. I don't really even fucking know.
it would probably be all of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it
For
would
sure.
be good and crazy at like. I can't even like fathom how much computers have changed the world, and this would probably have even more impact.
Yeah.
So I guess my point that I was bringing up is like we have almost micro versions of this, less direct versions of this. So like a really less extreme version of a CRISPR and modifying yourself is if I am depressed, and hopefully I don't push on anybody with actual depression and like simplify something super complex, but I believe with my spiritual values and just frame of mind that you don't need medication to overcome certain types of depression. And I'm not saying it doesn't help, and I'm not saying that people shouldn't take medication. I'm just saying you can overcome these things by learning triggers and understanding how your mind chemistry works, and how like nutrition and stuff play into that, and your daily habits and your rituals play into that. I think you can overcome it without taking a drug, but
Most definitely.
you could just fucking pop a pill and your mood switches. You're now not super depressed and you're kind of chipper. You can just do that. I think it's kind of like related to the CRISPR in a way. Obviously,
definitely
you
is.
can't will yourself to,
there's
have
like-
feet on your hands.
There's some things CRISPR could do that we can't even touch.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if Will wanted to be taller, like CRISPR could do that, but like there's no fucking medicine out there that
Right.
could do that.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying, because like the guy that has been smoking for 50 years and then has lung cancer, like he could have just not smoked and not got lung cancer, but he chose to smoke, and so now he's using CRISPR to get rid of his lung cancer. Like, I see what you're saying. Like, okay, a better example would be someone that's obese. They chose to eat like a bad diet, so they're massively overweight, and they could go to the gym and work it off naturally without CRISPR. Or they could fucking just get injected with CRISPR and have a high metabolism and then just slim down like that.
So I guess, yeah, with that analogy, I guess maybe what my thought is, like, I'm not trying to even really make a claim one way or the other and tell people what's right and what's wrong about this, because I have no clue. I mean, we just started like getting into this recently. But is one of the negative parts of the CRISPR going to be basically a further enabler of humanity via science and medicine? So like
Definitely.
we already as a culture, and this is just my stupid white male opinion, which is irrelevant to the world.
Every time
That-
you gotta tell everyone that.
I mean,
Just
it's-
fucking get up here. What is it?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm ignorant. And my opinion is that society as a whole is already way too dependent on the fix me now
It totally is. I
shit.
agree.
Let me just take a pill. I'm not going to go to therapy. I'm not going to meditate. I'm not going to eat healthier and exercise. I'm just going to take this antidepressant. I think we're already in a problem, and I'm not judging the people that do that, because I don't even fucking know your life. You probably have. I grew up spoiled, so you probably have had it way harder than me and just have a different perspective. But like, can you at least agree that like it would be better if you went about something the natural way and fix yourself from the inside out, instead of just, I'm gonna take this pill? The CRISPR is totally gonna enhance that. Like, it's
Oh my
totally
God.
going to like bring it
No.
to a whole nother level,
No,
like,
it will.
exponentially.
It will. Okay. So I'll cut you off there. I've thought about this before we even came up with this pod idea. And I want your guys' 2 cents. What do you think? So what Al just said is exactly right. Everyone that gets Botox or anyone that is self-conscious about anything, this CRISPR thing would fix it. Like, if
Yeah.
the girl down the street that doesn't think she has big tits, or her lips are too little, or there's the guy that thinks he's too scrawny or not tall enough, like, CRISPR would fix all of that. I don't personally think that is a healthy solution, because it's just kind of like pushing the easy button, covering up the problem. But what if everyone in the world just accepted this CRISPR thing and just became who they wanted to be? Like, there was not anyone that was self-conscious anymore, because everyone has just fixed everything about themselves. Half the population is artificial, but we just accept that as society. Everyone is perfectly who they are. Do you think that would be a good thing or a bad thing? Like, people would probably be happy.
Yeah, but it's like a perspective thing. Like, and I'm not saying that it's absolute one way or the other. Like, this is definitely not black and white. No part of it is. But like, in my opinion, of my self-righteous, grew up Catholic boy opinion, it's better to accept who you are
I agree.
than to make yourself the person you want to be. There should be a
Exactly.
hybrid of both of those.
I agree.
Like you should accept who you are and strive to be the best you that you can be. You know, if you grew up and your parents didn't know how to plan nutrition and you just have been fat your whole life, and you want to like bust ass and work out in the gym to get the body that you want and people to think you're sexy, then I support that. Like, fucking go for it. But like you were saying earlier with like the testy boost, like if you were just to have more tests, like, and I'm not.
I know I would do that. I know
precursor.
I would do it.
I'm not
I would be
judging
like,
people
"Fuck
that-
Yeah, I want to be.
I'm not judging people that use steroids in the gym to get bigger. Do whatever you want to do. Like, that's your choice. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong. But, like, if I see a dude in the gym and he's fucking jacked, I'm going to be like, damn, that's impressive. That guy worked hard.
I know exactly what you're
But
going to say.
if I found out that he did steroids, I would be like, okay.
Yeah, no.
I'd be like, all right. And same with the chick.
I agree.
Cheating.
If the
I
girl...
agree. It's
If the girl walked down the street and she was banging, smoking hot, I'd be like, damn, girl. But, like, part of that, whether it's conscious or subconscious, is, like, I'm impressed that you have the discipline. Like, to me, discipline is
Yes.
sexy as fuck.
I agree.
It's almost as sexy, if not sexier, to know that you put in the time and work and made it a priority in your life to be healthy and fit than you were just gifted that way and, like, you're just fucking hot and maybe used performance enhancing drugs or like weight loss pills or something. You know what I mean?
I totally agree, and I'm going to really fuck with your head now. So,
I'm scared.
what if we found the part of the brain that controlled self-will and discipline, and we just
For me?
No. What if scientists they might have already
okay,
found this.
I gotcha.
Okay, so like what if they find the part of the brain that's like, oh, this will give you a ton of self-discipline.
I got you.
And then someone injects CRISPR, you have a ton of self-discipline, and then you go to the gym and do it naturally, but the only reason you went to the gym and did it naturally is because the CRISPR made you that much more self-disciplined.
Kinda
What
like
about those people?
How I wrote that.
I still think it's
20
fucking
pages.
cheating.
It is
Research
cheating. No,
paper
it's
with
there's
Adderall?
no question it's cheating.
Like, if you want a naturally good-looking body, if we're just gonna talk about this, then do it yourself. God damn it! Like, fucking put in the work.
Will's set.
I don't. This is just like me being an athlete. Like, if you want to be good at something, fucking do it. Like, don't go take some fucking pill. Don't get your fucking genes altered. Like, do it yourself. I would much rather hear that you did it on your own, and I would respect you much more as an individual hearing that you did it just out of your own free will.
There's no question it would be way more rewarding for the individual.
Well, totally.
Like if you did it on your own without all this stuff.
But still, if you did that, I'd be
Immensely
like,
more
you're a fucking cheater, Blake. Like, yeah, I can do that too, but you know what?
So I guess the point of my question is like, is this like quote unquote cheating? Fucking hands down, of course it is. I guess my question is, what if society just was okay with cheating? Like, what if we didn't hold cheating to this awful thing anymore, and we were just like, you know what? This is just how the world's gonna be. Like, it's okay. I'm not gonna like make this a taboo thing.
I still don't think that will ever happen, though.
No, I don't think so either. I'm just like,
What if it already is?
but yeah, what
the
if it
internet.
is? It's true.
Everything I know is derived from the internet.
That's true.
Not everything, but probably like 75% straight up.
Yeah, and who knows if those facts
I
are
didn't
even
read the books.
Legit.
I've just
figure it
for
out.
the record, I think I just solved the CRISPR dilemma for myself. I'm still gonna cheat and use CRISPR, but I'm gonna cheat the sneaky way and just make myself determined this will go up. Like, I'll be like, these muscles are 100% pure, baby. But
Jesus.
Yeah.
So it's basically taking Karn on a day-to-day
That's what I'm
basis.
saying. Like I've already been cheating, guys.
Yeah.
That's a cheat. That's like a temporary genetic enhancement.
Yeah,
That's what that
fuck
is.
yeah, it is. Guys, we're talking about Adderall. We're talking about stimulants. We're talking about methamphetamines. Everybody does it. Your kids do it. You pay for it. So fucking deal with it.
It's pharmaceutical.
Pharmaceutical.
It's pharmaceutical.
Supersonic.
Supersonic.
Yeah,
Yeah, they pushing them pills.
Yeah, we're already
I
all
mean,
cheating, guys.
If you look at pharmaceuticals like you do CRISPR, it's
Yeah,
basically just
the
a baby
same.
CRISPR.
It's
Pharmaceuticals
the
are a
same
baby
concept,
CRISPR.
essentially.
You know what's hilarious is like I hope we. There's gonna be a point in our life, probably like Blake said, that this is actually reality.
It's gonna
And
happen.
we actually are going to have real life conversations and discussions and make decisions based on our moral dilemma here. And it's funny because people younger than us are not going to know. They're not going to even have this side because it's going to be normal for us.
No,
They're
you're
going to be
right.
like, what do you fucking mean? Like,
Yeah.
what? It's not even like, of course I'm going to do this. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
like it won't even be a question. They'll
There's
just be
probably
like,
still
well,
going to be naturalists.
That's just how it is. You know what I'm looking forward to? If humanity doesn't blow up the world by like 20 whatever the fuck, and this podcast we're recording right here is still on iTunes somehow. Apple didn't take over the world. iTunes is still a thing. If this podcast is still on there and it's fucking 2047 and CRISPR's a thing, we fucking told you so. We're here right now, 2018.
Well,
we
we
told you
did.
so.
A lot of other scientists and
A lot of other scientists told us, and we're telling you. we
No,
told you
we
so.
actually came up with CRISPR. We fucking
Will's the founder.
It's
Yeah,
just gonna be
guys.
funny to like
why
listen
his
back
dick
on
is
this.
12
yeah.
feet long.
I legitimately had a centimeter Peter, and now it is fucking.
How big
I
is
got
it, dude? Tell the
dude,
audience.
I got rubber bands on it just to hold it in my pants right now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, we're gonna look back and we're gonna listen back to this and think it's funny probably because we're gonna be like, holy shit, we were in our 20s talking about how something might be completely revolutionary and shift human development, and maybe we'll think we're stupid.
If I live to 50, this is gonna be a thing. I promise. Promise. If
Blake
the
for
world,
president.
If the world continues the way it is, like if something crazy doesn't happen, like we don't fucking blow each other up or we fix global warming or whatever the fuck the big threats are, if all those stay stable and I live to 50, this will be a thing. I promise.
Well,
You promise. Well, you want to bet
Promise.
on that?
Yeah, dude.
guys, I have a
30 years,
confession.
dude.
I actually was dead, and I used the CRISPR to stay alive.
Yeah.
I know, dude.
You guys thought you killed me.
We use the CRISPR, bro.
Yeah, we use the CRISPR to kill you.
Yep.
Well, that's trippy as fuck.
Okay.
What if you put CRISPR in a dead thing? What does that do?
It's still the population issue. It's like if we put.
No, I'm just saying, like,
I think that's necrophilia.
does CRISPR that wouldn't like bring back a dead thing?
What if it did though?
Dude, that would be the craziest thing about all of CRISPR if it did that. Like that would be the start of the zombie apocalypse. Would be CRISPR.
Yeah, I mean, that would be fucked up because think of all the people that have died. We
It's
can meet
gonna change
Jesus,
some
guys.
Oh, it would change a lot of shit because little Timmy down the street that lost his mom, he would be like, "We're fucking bringing her back." Everyone would.
Well,
be
yeah. Any loved one that you lost, you'd be like, yeah, come on, come back to me.
Overpopulation.
Exactly, that's what I
Yeah.
said. That would.
Hopefully, we can use CRISPR to get into everybody's mind, like the general public, and just be like, all right, instead of
I don't think it works.
being self-righteous and having 15 babies, you're only gonna have one. Everybody's just gonna have one. You can bring grandma back.
ZPG.
You can bring back Nana, but you can't have any more babies. Sorry, that's the deal. I'm off.
ZPG.
Can we pass that law right now? The amendment to the CRISPR Act, and just say, okay, y'all, there's responsibility here. You can't have your cake and eat it too. If you're gonna do this, you can't do that.
I mean, yeah, that'd be nice.
There's got to be some regulation. Come on now.
Yeah, that would be nice on a lot of things. in
Where are
the
they
world.
gonna live? We don't have room.
No, we
Yeah.
don't.
You kidding me?
We don't. And that's
Look outside.
Like,
We're
if
sharing
CRISPR
yards.
lets people live to be 200, I will not do that. I'll tell you right now. Maybe I'll be like one of the naturalist old men. I'll fucking have a 12-foot dick and I'll be jacked and I'll be smart. I'll like let CRISPR do all that for me. But when they're like, "Hey, you want to live to be 200?" I'm gonna check that box. No.
So how do you do it? What if you irreversibly modified your DNA to be like, practically immortal.
I mean that.
And
that's
then you're
what
just
they
like, fuck, I'm bored as shit. I wish I wouldn't have done that.
well, then you just
Got 150 more years.
Yeah, but what if that doesn't work?
dude, that would work.
What if it didn't though?
Let's not even go there. Fuck.
What if it didn't
Just
work?
have no head. I'm like,
Nope.
You're just like, hey, what's up, guys?
Not talking about that. That's where Al draws the line.
okay, hope you enjoyed this week. If you are our age and you live to be 40 or 50, fucking
Let's hang out with
let's
your
hang
hot ass
out
new
with
bod.
your hot bod and your smart brain, because anyone can get into Harvard, and everyone looks like The
Can they?
Rock.
And Harvard doesn't exist anymore because there's no competition because everybody's the best.
Yep. So
Me. I'm best.
Here's to 2018 when this doesn't exist yet, and times are simple.
Yeah.
Love ya. Bye.
Crisp my dick.